My name is Lisa Whelchel, and I play the character of Blair Warner on a show called The Facts of Life. And at this point, I'm not going to say, because I was on The Facts of Life as a kid, I'm getting to be just Lisa. Even if you know in your head that people aren't the characters they play on television, that's still how you relate to them. It won't take long for them to realize I'm not Blair.
It's fun to have somebody like that, this iconic television personality. But what makes it really great for us is she's a Survivor fan, a true fan.
I hope more than anything, I really would like to be another picture of what a Christian looks like. Not a weirdo, not one that is judgmental. I do think that, unfortunately, most Christians are about the details and about the law, and it's really supposed to be much more about grace and love.
Every season of Survivor is a story. There are main characters, sidekicks, comic reliefs, and villains. A good season of Survivor tells a compelling story with characters you love and characters you hate, in hopes that it all ends in a satisfying conclusion. Each story that we look at together will go through one character's journey from beginning to end, while analyzing every character moment and strategic move to determine whether they were a hero or a villain and whether they were a good or bad strategist. And with that, welcome to Once Upon an Island. Now, for reference, we are only observing what the TV show is showing us and what stories being told through the show. Future seasons will be mentioned, and I will be including secret scenes and behind-the-scenes footage to flesh out the story being told, and all character moments and strategic moves are interpreted with the mindset of what the story is trying to tell us. Now at that,
39 days, 18 people, 1 survivor.
Season 25 sees Survivor in the Philippines for the first time ever, and what a welcome change of pace after not having been to a new location in 4 seasons. Lisa Whelchel, a 48-year-old TV teen star from Dallas, Texas, is on the Yellow Tandang tribe. Former TV teen star, I might add, because she was on The Facts of Life back in the 80s. But speaking of this season, there's a twist. 3 returning players are back. Michael Scoopin, who fell in the fire in season 2, Jonathan Penner, who got a knee infection in season 16, and Russell Swan, who almost died in a challenge in season 19. Scoopin is on Lisa's tribe. Oh no, this dude was a mess before the whole fire thing happened, and that's all people remember him for, but the reality is that he was a mess up until the fire thing happened. The fire thing is just kind of like a culmination of how he was playing that game. Lisa says she sure hopes no one recognizes her, and right away, Scoopin recognizes her. Oh my gosh, but he doesn't say anything out loud, not yet. So Lisa pulls a Gary Hogaboom.
I don't plan to volunteer that I was on a television series because nobody will give me $1 million because they feel like I've already had my 15 minutes of fame. I actually have a ministry for moms, and so I write books and then I go and I speak to groups of moms of young children and encourage them.
How long have you been doing this for?
About 10 years. Wow. Being on Survivor at this season of my life is just a godsend because I've been running from the time I was a little kid to slow down and go inside and find out, okay, who am I? Am I more than a mom? Am I more than a child star? But on a whole nother level, I'm really excited about what's gonna change inside me.
It is wild to me that this season has not one, but 2 people pulling a Gary Hogaboom, as Jeff Kent over on the Red Calabaw tribe is also doing it. That's right, he is a former Major League All-Star, but he isn't telling anyone. Unlike Jeff though, Lisa is not loaded in cash, as she tells us that a lot of the money she made from her show was lost near the end of its run with the stock market crash in '87. I believe her, but I also think it would be silly to say that she is poor. Let's put it that way. But I buy that she has way less money than Jeff. RC then notices that while Lisa is beautiful, she is a loner, and that makes her hard to trust. Now, why is she saying this? Because Lisa's kind of just like doing her own thing a lot of the time and puts on a happy face, but I think people are finding it hard to connect with her, if that makes sense. She seems to have a wall put up socially. Scoopin then talks to Lisa and says, I want to work with you, and why not tell the others you were on that sitcom from the 80s? Lisa says it's not gonna help with anything, plus I don't think some of the people here will even know what that is, which is true. Like Pete's 24, I doubt he knows. I am about Pete's age. I don't even know what the facts of life are. I had to look it up for this episode. So what I'm really trying to say is I think Lisa has the right take here. There's no need to tell anyone. But then we get the first immunity challenge of the season where Lisa ends up winning them immunity on the puzzle. Nice, and that's it for the premiere. Will Scoopin expose Lisa's secret? Will she finally open up the others and stop being a loner? Well, do you want to tell me what videos I should make? Well, the patrons on Patreon pick 3 videos or more for me to make every month, and you can too. You also get to watch everything I make up to 6 months early and join our Survivor Fantasy League every Survivor season. If you're interested, then there's a link in the description. Thank you for your support. Now with that,
I'm an introvert by nature, so I don't do well with chit chat. I'm just not very good at that. I'm very, very shy. And so if I'm on a stage, I can be behind a role. But in real life, my tendency is just to withdraw and not let anybody in.
I think that Lisa is a little bit sneaky. She's just like an outsider. I don't feel like she's trying hard enough to connect with the tribe.
I've been on my own since I was 12. When I moved to California to be on the Mickey Mouse Club, and I left my family. I'm very used to just taking care of myself. So I think in real life, I'm trying to learn to open up and trust more and depend on other people, but this is not the place to experiment with that.
well, so much for opening up to the others and not being a loner. It seems to me that Lisa, this is just my take on what I'm seeing here, has been hurt too much in the past and is walling herself off to protect herself. Checking her filmography shows that she has not done anything in television or film since 2001. This is 2012, nothing in between. So what happened? When she gets back to camp, people make fun of her behind her back, namely artists Pete and Abby, because they're kind of like the mean trio of this tribe and on the season, and they say she is gone first. Dang, cut the lady a break. But then she helps lead her tribe to yet another immunity win on yet another puzzle. So we move on to episode 3, where Pete decides, you know what? I like Lisa, but I don't like Scoopin. Scoopin is a grade A moron. By the way, Pete is spitting straight facts here, and he says, I want to blindside him. Lisa agrees with Pete and says, every day I feel like I'm being dealt a new hand of cards, and hey, maybe my story is turning around after all. Their tribe wins immunity again, and in episode 4, it is endlessly raining, which has Lisa saying, the rain causes you to sit, and sitting leads to overthinking. But then, plot twist. There is an idol clue found in RC's bag in front of everybody, which makes Abby ticked for some reason. You see, what's really going on is Abby and RC are mortal enemies, and Lisa's like, yeah, I'm not stepping in between these two. I'm just gonna let them flame out on their own. The RC-Abby rivalry, it's basically Abby's whole story video. Check it out if you haven't already. Their tribe wins immunity again, and I need to mention that over these first 4 episodes, the Blue Matt Singh tribe has had to go to tribal every single time. I say this because Matt Singh is down to 2 members, Malcolm and Denise. Matt Singh is then dissolved in episode 5. Malcolm joins Tandang, and they win reward because of him. Nice. Lisa says Malcolm is great for this tribe as he brings a lot of positive energy. They then win immunity thanks to Lisa for a 3rd time, and my goodness, is Lisa the unsung hero for Tandang? She has won them 3 immunity challenges, not by herself, but she was the closer. It's kind of by herself, like on her shoulders. It's pretty impressive. But things back at camp are looking grim as their rice supply is super low. Why? Well, on one hand, they haven't voted anyone off, and they've even added a 7th player along the way in Malcolm, but mainly we see that Scoopin snacks on the rice all day like it's a bag of peanuts or something, and he just thinks that the rice will cook in his belly when he eats it. The uncooked rice, he just snacks on it, eats it, says it'll cook in his belly. As Pete said, he's a grade A moron, and that is how the show presents him, by the way, throughout the entire season, and he was presented like this in season 2. I know. Hard to remember until you go back and watch it. You're like, yeah, no, Scoopin was a moron there too. So we go to the reward challenge where the fight to win is fierce, but ultimately kind of ends up being a stalemate. So Scoopin says, hey, we will forfeit the reward. You guys can have it if we can have your remaining rice, and Calabaw agrees. Tandang does not like this. They wanted to fight to win, and instead they just gave up for some rice that Scoopin will undoubtedly snack on. And even Lisa says this move by Scoopin has put a real damper on the tribe. I gotta say, Lisa gets a lot of the narration confessionals. She's kind of the voice of the people. They win immunity thanks to Malcolm. And finally, episode 7 brings with it the merge. The pre-merge was quiet for Lisa. She stayed out of drama, was nice to everyone, and seemed to open up more to others, but they didn't have to go tribal. Now it's merge. Now they have to go. People have to be voted off. Decisions have to be made. And right now, Tandang is up 7-4 over Calabaw, but will they stick together? That's the real question. Well, Lisa makes an important discovery when...
On the new beach, I thought, well, the guys are making the shelter. I'll just hang everybody's clothes out and get them some sun so we don't go to sleep with wet clothes. And then I picked up Malcolm's bag and I felt something. I discovered he had the hidden immunity idol in his bag.
I was going to change clothes and hide the idol. I thought an hour would be a safe amount of time to assume that people would be eating and drinking and getting to know each other. Apparently the estrogen kicked in and we had to have our fucking clothes clean.
Let me tell you this.
What would you like to tell me?
I didn't mean to.
I knew it.
I didn't mean to. I
was
promise
like,
I
oh
didn't
my
mean to.
God. I immediately like, you've got to be
I didn't
kidding
mean
me.
to.
You were my new
Okay.
mama, and that's just
Okay.
how it's gonna be.
All right.
It's the three of us to the end. Nobody knows about it.
Okay. Malcolm promised Final Three with me and Denise, and that's really nice, but you kind of have to take all that with a grain of salt. I do think that I'm not the only actor on this island, so I could be being played.
Wow, Lisa has Malcolm's fate in her hands. It's unintentional, sure, but it's in her hands. Does she keep the idol a secret and gain him as an ally, or does she tell the others so that there is a target on his back? We shall see. Jonathan Penner then approaches Lisa because, like Scoopin', he also recognizes her, and right away, they connect. Now, I'm theorizing that, of course, on one level, it's a personality thing, but also Penner relates. He was an actor in a sitcom. You may not know this, but he was like a bully or an antagonist, whatever you want to call it, in The Nanny, which was in the 90s. So Penner, very familiar with the sitcom world. He promises to Lisa, hey, I'll keep your identity a secret too. And she says, man, I really like Penner. He's really nice and I can be myself around him. Carter and Denise then win immunity. And at Tribal Council, the target is Calabaw, namely Penner. Yeah, Penner's gotta go. Well, this friendship will be over before you know it.
Thank you. You're welcome. This is a hidden immunity idol. Any votes cast against Penner will not count. First vote, Penner, does not count. RC, that's one vote RC. Jonathan Penner, does not count. Pete, one vote Pete. Penner, 3 votes Penner, none of them count. RC, 2 votes RC. John Penner, does not count. Pete, 2 votes Pete. Penner, does not count. RC, 8th person voted out and the first member of our jury. RC. RC, tribe has spoken.
I'm certainly rooting for Scoopin'. He's certainly on my list of hopefuls to hopefully make it and win $1 million.
I will be showing what the jury is thinking, by the way, and what they're saying after they're voted off, because it's very much important to this video. Let's put it that way. But anyways, that really sucks that RC went because she was close to Scoopin', who is close to Lisa. So she was kind of like close by association to Lisa. But there seems to be a general movement gaining ground. Who is it against? Good question. Returning players, Scoopin' and Penner. Lisa says, I wouldn't mind both of them going. Dang, Lisa, that's cold-blooded. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's good gameplay, but still cold-blooded. Why does she say this? As it turns out, she sees the light. People generally view artists Pete and Abby Maria as negative, which is true based on what we have been shown on the show, like it backs it up. So Lisa says, if I go to the end with those 3, I win. Yes, that's exactly correct. Good call. Lisa has good reads, but her heart seems to get in the way of them. Heck, here's her explaining this.
It makes much more sense for me and Scoopin' to go to the end with Abby and Artis and Pete because they have made so many enemies and made so many hothead emotional moves that have ticked people off. Malcolm has the hidden immunity idol, and nobody knows it except Malcolm and Denise and me. He hasn't told anybody else. After Penner, we've got to get Pete on that we have to have you 5 against 4. Tandang has to hang together and blindside Malcolm.
Lisa is now in this game to win it, which is great because she's my closest ally out here.
I wasn't expecting Lisa to go full gamer on us, but I welcome the change. 1 vote under her belt and all of a sudden she's all about those big moves. Penner wins immunity and Lisa tells Pete that Malcolm has an idol and says Malcolm has got to go. That is correct, actually. Malcolm is lovable and good in challenges. Get him out of here. Except there's a flaw in this plan. You see, Pete's like, I don't believe Lisa. So he goes and tells Malcolm what Lisa told him, and he's like, what the heck? And I'm like, thanks, Pete. Malcolm, of course, hates that Lisa's putting a target on his back with the idol that she found and sees Lisa in a new light. And just like that, the Malcolm plan is blown to pieces, all because of Pete. Great. Malcolm has an idol. If he suspects that there are going to be votes on him, he'll just play the idol, so there's no need to throw votes on him. They don't have the numbers to split him at the moment. It's too early in the merge for that. So we go to tribal council where Malcolm goes, yep, Lisa threw me under the bus, and Lisa's like, oh, I know, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to do that. I did do it. And I'm like, I'm super sorry about it. I hope you can forgive me, Malcolm. It's a whole thing. And it makes Abby go, whoa, why would you target Malcolm, Lisa? He's tan dang. And Lisa's like, you just targeted RC. You wanted her out of here. She was tan dang. And Abby's like, well, that was different. It's not, but it's a good Uno reverse card by Lisa. All this talk about Malcolm and his idol has him just going, hey everyone, here's the idol. You see it? Okay, I'm gonna play it tonight. Spoiler alert, he is not going to do that. He's just saying that. And then Abby's like, oh, Malcolm has an idol. Everyone, here's my idol. No one even thought Abby had an idol. She's just volunteering this information for free. That is incredibly dumb for Abby, but great for everyone else. So they all vote and...
First vote, Abby. Pete, 1 vote Abby, 1 vote Pete. Jeff. Jeff, 2 votes Jeff. Pete, 2 votes Jeff, 2 votes Pete. Jeff, 3 votes Jeff. Pete, 3 votes Jeff, 3 votes Pete. Jeff, that's 4 votes Jeff. Pete, 4 votes Pete. 9th person voted out and the 2nd member of our jury. Jeff. Jeff, the tribe's spoken.
You know what pisses me off? Is I think I've made about $60 million playing baseball, and I want this frickin' $1 million in this game. One of them, just one. Are you kidding me? And it's not even $1 million. It's 600 grand by the time Obama takes it. You know, of anybody that I thought that may, you know, spark my interest and probably get my vote, at least as I sit right now until I listen to more of what's going on, is probably going to be Denise.
So Carter clearly turned on him. And I also found out a little fact too, that Michael turned on me. Michael didn't vote for me, didn't vote with me. He voted for Jonathan and didn't tell me.
I wonder if RC learning that information on Ponderosa will affect her vote come final tribal council. Interesting. Episode 9 sees Scoopin saying that he loves that Lisa saved him. I think Scoopin, by the way, is actually loyal to Lisa. Unlike her, she seems to be willing to get rid of him. Just saying, just want to throw that out there. Lisa then feels terribly guilty for targeting Malcolm, and he's like, nah, Lisa, it's cool. Like, we're playing Survivor, it's part of the game. And Lisa's like, oh, wow, that's super nice of Malcolm. He's very forgiving. I like that about him. This makes Lisa look good as a human, by the way, the fact that she even like is apologizing and everything, but I wonder, would she feel as bad if her plan had actually worked out and Malcolm was voted off? Probably, actually. Lisa is genuinely struggling between how she thinks she should be and playing this game to her maximum ability. Her struggle is so much that she cries and says, this game is far too big for me. No, Lisa, no, it's not. Don't give up already. You have this. Like, you were about to make a big move. Go ahead and make it happen. Get Malcolm out. Anyways, I think she's putting her wall back up again, which is a shame because Lisa going for Malcolm showed some good gameplay. It's just that Pete screwed it up, but that is where Penner steps in.
Your history and your childhood and how that would be a very big part of this. The makeup and the psychology of someone who had the life that you have had. I'm going to pay for my family's whatever. I'm the breadwinner. I've got these responsibilities. You are maybe only now really getting to deal with how the toll, the cost of that extraordinary youth that you had. It did cost you something. You lost something. And now you know.
Like I could get the card
and I love
have
you. I didn't mean to make it.
it should be understood and help me understand myself.
Penner is so nice to her, and Lisa genuinely likes Penner so much. She needs to align with him ASAP. But then Abby Maria talks to Lisa and says, we are voting off Penner. So stop being so stupid, naive, and gullible. Yeah, no kidding. Abby says that right to Lisa's face. And Lisa, I gotta say, patience of a saint. Abby is being so condescending. Lisa, she takes it. I don't know if this has to be why she puts walls up, right? Like she takes stuff like this and doesn't really respond. People think they can just talk to her this way. It's it's mean. Abby in general is just mean, but yeah, this is really mean. Scoopin wins immunity, and as we know, the target is on Penner. Penner is doing his absolute darndest to save his life in this game, so he makes one last pitch to Lisa with,
I'm like a storyteller. That's what I do, you know? Survivor is a big story. Who are the good guys and who are the bad guys? Who are the underdogs? Who is the audience going to be rooting for, consciously or not? What does the audience want to have happen? But they are not going to be happy that you are helping these three guys go further. And I'm not going to try to influence you to come over to my side. But I hope that you and Scoopin do the right thing and tell a better story.
I like Jonathan so much. I've learned so much from him out here. But man, my head is spinning. I still want to be loyal.
Listen, I don't want to get in your head. I'm not trying to. I'm just talking. This is my perspective on the story. And you're in the thick of it. You might be the fulcrum character.
First off, this scene completely shifted my perspective on the show when I first saw it, and it's a big catalyst for this channel existing and these story videos especially. But Penner does make a good point. We are not meant to root for Artis, Pete, and Abby, who are all gunning for him. If anything, this season presents Penner as a hero, and Lisa is the fulcrum vote who could save him. So Lisa talks to Scoopin about possibly flipping to save Penner, and he is on board with it. Okay, easy enough. So they all vote at Tribal, and
First vote, Artis. Penner. Artis. Artis. Penner. Penner. That's 3 votes Penner. Penner. That's 4 votes Penner. Artis. We're tied. 10th person voted out and the 3rd member of our jury. Artis. Artis, tribe has spoken.
Lisa still voted for Penner. Can you believe it? Am I going crazy here? Why? She voted with Artis, Pete, and Abby. Yes, Abby, the same one who called her naive, stupid, and gullible like in the last episode. She still voted with that lady and not against them, not with Penner, who's so nice to her. Believe it or not, the reason Penner's even still here is because Scoopin flipped. That's right, Lisa and Scoopin did not vote together in this one. Lisa has tried to vote this man out twice, but I do need to mention that on Ponderosa, RC is still hung up on Scoopin not voting with her, and she is so salty towards others as well, namely Artis. RC being salty is very important to the end of the story, believe it or not. But onwards and upwards, how does Lisa explain why she voted against Penner again? Well, apparently she says in life she is bad at breakups and will still be in relationships way longer than necessary because she hates conflict, and we're gonna get a little bit deeper for just a moment. While doing this video, I did a little research to look into Lisa because of course her filmography. I was like, when was the last time she did anything? But then I saw she got divorced in 2012. This season was filmed in 2012. Did she get divorced before or after? Was she already filing at this point? I don't know, but when she talks about how she stays in bad relationships longer than necessary, it makes me wonder if at this time she's going through that divorce and she's thinking about that in relation. I don't know, I'm just speculating, but both of these events, this season and her divorce, were the same year. Keep that in mind. But let's get back to the game. Abby Maria goes, "Screw you, Lisa. You're aligned with the others." Is Abby blind? Lisa voted with you, Abby. What even is this accusation from her? But then an offer comes out of nowhere, seemingly, when Malcolm proposes a Final Four alliance of him, Denise, Scoopin, and Lisa. Scoopin says, "I'm down for this if you are, Lisa," but she says she trusts Penner more and wants to talk to him first and give him the offer of a Final 3 before she offers it to Malcolm and Denise.
I want to go to the end with you two.
Well, I mean, first off, thank you. That's cool, and I appreciate that. But I personally am more than comfortable taking care of business one thing at a time. I don't want to get people squirrely and get people starting to think like we're getting ahead of ourselves. We all agreed we'd go to 6, and that's what we should do.
Penner didn't want to make that we're true to the end kind of deal. He said, let's just kind of get rid of these two and see how that shakes down. So, I think he missed an opportunity.
Did Penner make a mistake? Yes, but only because we know the perspectives of the other players and why they're even offering him a deal in the first place. You gotta think, in Penner's mind, Lisa just tried voting him off again, a second time after they've connected so well, they've become good friends, and like, how can he trust her? Which seems fair, but I gotta say, if anyone offers you any deal that helps you on Survivor, A good rule of thumb is to just accept it, agree with it. So Lisa and Scoopin, instead of making the deal with Penner, he didn't commit to anything, make a final four deal with Malcolm and Denise, and this seems legit. Carter wins immunity, and Abby approaches Lisa about blindsiding Malcolm. The gall of Abby to keep doing this, by the way, after attacking Lisa multiple times. Lisa says, well, I'm not really in alliance with you anymore, Abby, so... Which is true, by the way, but again, you don't have to tell Abby that. So they all vote at Tribal, and...
If anybody has a hidden immunity idol and you want to play it, now would be the time to do so. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any votes cast for Abby will not count. First vote, Abby does not count. Abby does not count. Abby does not count. Pete, 1 vote Pete. Peter, 2 votes Pete. Malcolm, we're tied. 2 votes Pete, 2 votes Malcolm, 1 vote left. 11th person voted out, the 4th member of our jury. Pete. Pete, Travis spoken.
Lisa flipped.
Yeah, that's what I was worried about. You know, now I know
it happened a while ago.
Yeah, I know.
But she played the cutesy, like, I relinquished my promise to you guys, and I gave my promise to someone else. It's like she was breaking up with me. It was pretty funny.
There's a lot I want to say.
Just wait.
But I was trying to be nice. Like I did on the island.
She's been a bitch.
She is a
So.
Pete is gone, and at Ponderosa, RC is mad at Pete. At this point, who isn't RC mad at? No, really, I'm asking. I don't know. Who isn't she? I guess Jeff Kent, but only because Jeff Kent like just lays in the pool all day and avoids her. That's why. We then get the Survivor auction where, in a surprise twist, not one bad item is sold. Nice. Lisa wins an awesome looking sandwich. And when Jeff offers an advantage in the game, Abby snaps it up real fast. But since no bad items were sold, people are feeling good, especially after all that good food.
We had just come back from this high elation. Everybody was happy. And just as we were just sharing in the joy of this experience, Penner and Abby start on this conversation, which of course just shuts all of us totally down. I'm sorry, but it is really hard not to laugh at some of the things she says.
I'm sorry if I was a bit too honest with some of you.
There's a saying in the Bible that says, don't throw your pearls before swine. I'm not calling Abby a pig, but at some point, if someone's not gonna value your words, then you don't keep giving to that person.
The more bitter, the more obnoxious, the more toxic Abby is, the better for me.
Abby is such a buzzkill. Holy cow. She then wins immunity, upsetting everyone's plans to vote her off by using her advantage, by the way. That's how she won the immunity. And Lisa is in a bit of a bind. It seems like Penner is next to go, but she doesn't want that. So when he talks to her, he says, "Are you in with me?" And she goes, "No." I mean, my goodness. He's like, what? Why not? Penner's extremely hurt, and despite all the work he's put into their relationship, this is the 3rd time Lisa is burning him. He tries to plead to everyone at Tribal, but it's too little too late for him, so they all vote, and...
Denise. Penner. 2 votes Denise. Jonathan. Denise. Penner. 12th person voted out and the 5th member of our jury. Penner.
Can I have a hug too?
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna hug anybody else.
Penner. Travis spoken.
Keep your sunny side up and suck eggs. I think this vote gave the game to Malcolm and Denise. Certainly I will do my best to influence the jury. Lisa can say that she didn't flop, but I know that she did. Or she led me on, which means that she outplayed me, but she did it in such a bizarre fashion. When Scoopin says, "I don't know. Who are you voting for?" "I don't know." Yeah. I said, "Well, yes, you do.
Yeah.
It means you're voting for me and you just don't want to tell me." I mean, you know, I know what I don't know means.
Let me lay some cards out here. If Scoopin reaches final 3, he's not winning. People do not like him. People view him as an idiot, which is all fair, I gotta say. But I do see an alternate timeline where Lisa gets out Malcolm when she wanted to and becomes a major player in this game. But enough of that. It's episode 12 and time for the Family Reward Challenge, where Lisa's 20-year younger brother comes out and says, "Sister, sister," so many times it makes you go, Is he trying to make sure everyone knows like this isn't his mom or his girlfriend or anything like that? He's like clarifying, sister, sister. I don't know. It's funny. It's funny to watch. He goes, sister, Lisa cries. He goes, sister, and Lisa cries more. It's a whole thing. Malcolm then wins said reward challenge and picks Lisa and Scoopin to have more time with their loved ones. And back at camp, that leads to this.
I gotta be honest, like, I feel like this guy Malcolm's a threat, man. My job is to remind my sister to think of this as a game, outwit, outlast, outplay the other contestants. Why don't you guys vote out Malcolm then?
Wouldn't that be crazy?
I do know it's a game, and I love this game, but I haven't been able to step outside of who I am outside the game to play the game. When somebody who knows me is able to remind me of the crystal clear picture, it was like, yay! I can play this game. I can play this game and I can play it well.
And even when you actually betrayed Malcolm already, he was like, it's cool. It's a game, right? So he might even respect that in the end, that you were able to do that.
Look at her brother course correcting her into doing what she tried back in episode 8. Maybe this time it will work out since Pete is not here to ruin it. But then we see something about Lisa that we don't see too often, if ever, on Survivor. She prays that God's will is done no matter who wins, and she means it. She says, whether it's me or even Abby Maria, I just want your will to be done. Here's the thing. I totally believe her. I know it's been a long time since season 2 and we saw like Scoop and pray, but it was very fake. It seemed very personal and fake, kind of like Coach. Coach is the most infamous example of like just praying everything about himself all the time. It's like, are you really trying to be like a follower of God? I don't really believe it. But with Lisa, I think she's genuine, and you can hear the difference. You can see the difference with her. In my opinion, actions speak louder than words, but her words also do speak very well. But then Malcolm wins immunity, upsetting the plans to knock him out. Dang, I mean again? And Lisa says, well, I did pray God's will is done, and apparently Malcolm winning is part of that. So now it looks like Carter and his 15 Milky Ways are bound to be voted off, and he begs to stay, but it's too late. Abby cannot be voted off because there are suspicions she has an idol, so it's not worth the risk. Now, why is it that people think that she has an idol? Well, it's because Abby just goes around going, I have an idol, I have an idol, I have an idol, like over and over and over again. And people are like, I mean, maybe she does. Abby's so like crazy and all over the place that maybe she's just telling us the truth. So it has to be Carter next. They're not gonna eat their own Final Four alliance already. Abby Maria then talks to Lisa, and she like tries to poke and prod her and break her and just basically just being mean to her. And Lisa does not break. It does not work. She is as cool as a cucumber. But why is Abby like this, you might be asking? Well, as we learned in her story video, I believe that she might only be 19 years old. So they all vote, and
first vote, Carter. Carter. 2 votes, Carter. Abby. Carter. 3 votes, Carter. 13th person voted out, the 6th member of our jury. Carter. Carter. Trap is spoken.
I became a big fan of Michael Scoopin out here. I look forward to getting to know him more outside this game, and people are about to make some big moves, but I would like to see Michael Scoopin do well.
There's an ubi flavored and a queso flavor. And you know what? I don't know what ubi or queso are. See if you can figure it out. One is purple and one is yellow. Semper ubi, sub ubi. Always wear underwear.
Carter talking about Scoopin like that, aged like milk. I don't knock Carter for it. It aged like milk. If you know, you know. But in bigger news, Abby Maria did not play an idol. Interesting. And back at camp is super thankful to everyone for not voting her off, and therefore appears to have been lying. See, Abby Maria, she's never really nice, but here she's like really nice. She's like, oh, thank you guys for saving me, and is like genuine about it. You can really tell. It's like, yeah, Abby Maria wouldn't be like this if she could have saved herself. There is no idol, and she needs to go next. Abby then approaches Lisa, and in a rare moment of intelligence shown in her game, she says, Lisa, if you go to the final 3 with Malcolm and Denise, you lose. So true. But Lisa, in this moment, does not believe her. And frankly, I don't knock Lisa at all for this. Abby says so much crap, I would instantly like be on the defense with her all the time. Scoopin then wins reward, takes Malcolm and Lisa with him, and Lisa, look at this, eats a cookie off of a flipper. Who is this lady? And then this happens.
Me, you, and Scoopin are on the same boat. The only way any of us has a shot at winning is if Denise isn't sitting there. That's just the situation that we're stuck with. Nobody beats Denise.
From my perspective, He's never lied to me. You've never lied to me. We've never lied to him. I like cementing a deal.
I mean, I like this. I like this idea a lot.
Do it?
I think so. Scoopin's really on board with this, and I don't have a chance to try to talk some sense into him. So I can say, yeah, I love it. Makes all the sense in the world to me, us three to the end. And if it's the best way for me to go, great. I've made a deal. And if it's not, then I can make another deal.
This is the wrong move. Going to the final three with Abby and Scoopin would be much better if Lisa's goal is to win the game, and I believe it is. But as I said earlier, when Penner botched his game, you kind of just agreed to any deal that helps you, no matter what, and Lisa is doing that here. Malcolm wins immunity yet again, and back at camp, Denise, she had something bite her neck, and she's in like extreme pain, and she's not Christian, by the way, so when she has Lisa pray over her, it's kind of an interesting moment. They left it in the show, so it's definitely an interesting moment. It doesn't affect anything long term, but this moment's in the show. Lisa's one of the good ones, but then the light hits her as she talks to Scoopin and says, Scoopin, if we want to win, Abby needs to be our number 3. Yes, that's what I've been saying. Drag her to the end as a goat. Get your 600 grand after Obama takes it, Lisa. But for some odd reason, this is shot down as they believe Denise has a better chance of beating Malcolm in an immunity challenge. But okay, who cares if that's true? At this point in time, sitting next to either Malcolm or Denise is a loss. You're going to lose. So roll the dice, vote off Denise.
First vote, Denise. Abby. Abby. 2 votes Abby, 1 vote Denise. 14th person voted out, the 7th member of our jury, Abby. Abby, the tribe has spoken.
Obviously, there's a 2-2 split between Tang Dang and, you know, the old Matt Singh. But there is one player that sort of was also Tang Dang, and that was Malcolm. So who's his biggest loyalty to? Is it to Tang Dang? Is it to Denise? I think everyone, you know, at Ponderosa thinks that Denise or Malcolm should turn on each other, vote one of them out, so it's an easier person who will win this game, and quite honestly, it might be.
They did not vote off Denise. Mistakes have been made. Oh my gosh. Oh, and as an update on RC on Ponderosa, she is just bitter with everyone. She is so vile to the point that the on-site therapist needs to come and help her work things out because she's just like being mean to people all the time. And she's like, oh, Ponderosa, it's just no fun with all these people. It's like, well, yeah, no one wants to hang out with you, RC, because you're being bitter to everyone. We then see Malcolm win the reward challenge, which nets him an advantage in the final immunity challenge. And I mean, I would care if Lisa didn't already lose this game by voting off Abby Maria. Like, I don't really care that he did. But believe it or not, despite Malcolm's advantage, Scoopin wins the final immunity challenge. So they all go to tribal and vote off.
15th person voted out, and the 8th and final member of our jury, Malcolm. Malcolm, tribe has spoken.
Denise has probably been the only one in Survivor history to go to every single tribal council and persevere. That is saying a lot. That is playing the game.
They're the final 3. Yeah, one of them gets $1 million, but I really think America is tuning in to see me and my questions, my heat. I'm bringing the heat. I'm the closer.
Yeah, Denise is winning, but maybe Lisa can get 2nd place. Everyone enjoys their day 39 breakfast. Lisa's feeling good and compares this experience to the Facts of Life, where on that show, she played a character, but here, she just got to be herself. Also, I gotta give her credit. No one ever exposed her identity as a former sitcom actor, so that really worked out. Here we are, final tribal council. How can Lisa pitch herself to the jury to vote for her over Denise and Scoopin? Well,
my strategy was certainly not pretty. I mean, it was basically run wide open and then just fall down and then get up and dust myself off, adjust, learn something, and run some more. But it wasn't until my brother came and he said, you need to trust your gut and remember this is a game. And it just hit me. I hadn't trusted my gut and I had forgotten it was a game. And from that point on, I switched. At the end, I finally got it. I learned, I grew, and threw a punch that knocked out the heavyweight champion of this season and sat me here. So I know it wasn't a pretty game, but I learned, I grew, and I'm proud of the final game that I've played at the end.
Originally, when I first saw this, I thought that was a terrible opener. It was honest, which is good, but it didn't highlight enough of the good things she did. Remember, she's fighting an uphill battle. Denise is the favorite to win out of these three. But then I kind of changed my tune a little bit when Malcolm comes up and says, Lisa, I liked your opening statement. And it made me actually think who I really want to vote for. And I'm like, whoa, is Malcolm being serious or is he just blowing smoke? I don't know. Was Malcolm all but a lock for Denise? Probably. Was he saying this about Lisa just to make Denise work harder? Possibly. Does Scoopin have a chance at winning this game? No. Artist gets up and expresses that, I'm not gonna say names, but those who acted holier than thou and then flipped on my alliance are not good with me. Come on, we all know who he means. Carter comes up and says, I love you, Scoopin. And again, like I said earlier, this ages like milk. Pete then steps up, compares Lisa to Judas, and I'm like, really? Lisa, Judas? Really? Why not Scoopin? Scoopin actually flipped way earlier. Lisa stuck with you, Pete, much longer than she should have. But then Lisa retaliates to Pete saying, hey, I'm actually not the one who ruined your alliance. I voted with you. Artist got voted off and I was not a part of that. But Pete seems unfazed by this. So RC steps up. The same RC who was tight with Scoopin the whole game speaks butterflies and rainbows about Lisa's game. Why? Because RC is bitter. She's bitter that Scoopin did not vote the way she wanted to at the tribal council where she went out. Mind you, Lisa voted the exact same way Scoopin did, but it's different with Scoopin because they were so close. RC's bitter at everybody, and therefore this is a vote for Lisa, which is good, of course, for Lisa, but it's just silly. Jeff Kent is next and he says, Lisa, you floated in the middle. She's like, no, I didn't. I tried getting Malcolm out of this game. Which I mean, that's an answer, but I don't know if it's a good one. She was not successful until way too late on that move. Abby Maria then asks Lisa why she should vote for her, and Lisa says, I wanted to go to the end with you, and it didn't work out. Okay, but why not? Like, she doesn't explain. We don't see her explain. Why didn't it work out? Give her some reason to vote for you, Lisa. Abby, of course, is unimpressed, but then comes the final juror, Penner, the guy Lisa tried voting out 3 times and finally was successful at a time when it was like, really? You're really doing this to him? So he comes up and he says,
we got close out here. Would you like to share with everybody or shall I?
Either one. I'll be happy to because I
Lisa was a television star. She spent 9 years on the television program, The Facts of Life. You guys deserve to know that when you vote or don't vote for her. That she has kept that from all of you, and I kept your secret safe until now.
Did you reveal to any of us what you did as a teenager, what job you had as a teenager like 25 years ago?
I didn't talk about when I went to the bathroom 16 days ago. There's a lot of things that I didn't talk about either. I don't think it's going to affect the outcome tonight. Maybe later I'll tell you all about it. I think that one of you has ridden the other 2 in here. Like oxen. You have been yoked to a cart and have been ridden in, and now you will be led to the slaughter. And you hear the cheering. You think the $1 million is yours. One of you is right. One of you is standing in the chariot, and the other 2 are actually just the oxen listening to the crowd cheering for the person behind you.
Is Penner sour grapes? Yep. Did Lisa earn these sour grapes? Yeah. If this final tribal council proved anything, it's that Lisa did not play this game with confidence, and because of that, in my opinion, people are unimpressed with her. So at the live reunion, Jeff reveals who won Survivor Philippines.
First vote, Lisa. Denise. 1 vote Lisa, 1 vote Denise. Scoopin. Denise. 2 votes Denise. Denise. The winner of Survivor Philippines. Denise.
Thank you so much.
So let's break this down. How is Lisa as a character and as a strategist? Lisa was a nice, kind, caring lady who had the chops to play a good strategic game, but with none of the confidence to pull it off. She should have been at the end with Abby Maria and Scoopin. She would have gotten more than just RC's votes, but nope, she didn't do it. We saw how as soon as the merge hit, she identified who needed to go, tried to make it happen, and when it failed, she kind of retreated. She's like, oh, okay, oh, that didn't work. I guess I won't try anything now. She retreated the same way she retreated when she started the game. Lisa, to me, seems like an introvert who has these walls put up to protect herself, but those same walls get in the way of her taking this game by the horns and just winning it all. It likely will not happen at this point in time, but the Lisa you see here, add on a bit of confidence, I think would have had a legit shot at winning. The reality is that I believe if she took Abby Maria to the end with Scoopin', that she wins. I think she still wins. So Carter would have voted for Scoopin'. I think Pete and Artis vote for Abby, but I think Lisa would get the rest of the votes. I think Lisa would have won. But with that, out of 24 character moments shown on the show, 19 were heroic and 5 were villainous, making Lisa a hero character on Survivor Philippines. And out of 50 strategic moments shown on the show, 32 were smart and 18 were dumb, making Lisa a smart strategist on Survivor Philippines. Thanks for watching, and doubly thanks for liking and subscribing. I'll see you all next time.